Welcome back. We're counting down my favorite iOS 13 iPadOS updates. This is number 9 and 10, the updated photo and video editor. To really get a feel for the differences between the photo editor in iOS 12 and iOS 13, I had to do a side-by-side comparison. On the left-hand side, you have iOS 12. On the right-hand side, iOS 13. And as you can see, the tools have been automatically expanded for you in the new iOS 13. On the iOS 12, you notice it was pretty cumbersome to try to fine-tune the image. You had to go into your controls, and then within each of these 3 modules, you had to go in and drop-down menu, then you had to adjust each of these kind of manually, and there's a lot of back and forth and closing of menus and this and that. It's so much easier in iOS 13. So I tap that same icon on the left-hand side, and now on the right, I can scroll and see exactly what I want to adjust. And then after I select that item, I can adjust it on the right-hand side. No menus to close, and no toggles, and no sub-menus. It's really, really simple now. That same setup is for the filtering, so I can choose filtering on both of these sides, and in iOS 12, you got to select your filter, and that was it. In iOS 13, you can select your filter and adjust the strength of the filter as well, so that's pretty neat. The cropping tool boasts a couple new features as well. In addition to the rotation that you see here, I can also adjust the keystone of the image as well. And while Apple hasn't officially announced why this would be useful, my thought is that eventually Apple's going to release document scanning functionality built right into the camera app, as it should have been from iOS 11 when that feature first came out within the Notes app. And lastly, I have to mention here the video editor has the same features as the photo editor in iOS 13. In iOS 12, the only thing you're allowed to do is trim the beginning and ends of the video. In iOS 13, you get all of the same features as you had in the photo editor. Yes, you can trim, but then you can also adjust all of the exposure, the highlights, the shadows, contrast, brightness, saturation, all wonderful things. You can add a filter. You can also crop your video and rotate your video. No longer do you have to import your video into iMovie in order to rotate your video. It's now built directly within the video editor. All right, that wraps up episodes 9 and 10. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for some more iPadOS goodies coming your way. And as always, thanks for watching.